morning. All right. What are we doing? Hi. Okay, so we can keep going with the gift loader today, but I kind of want to maybe work on it. Why is my camera in the wrong position? Hang on a second. Now it's even more wrong than it was before. Wait a minute. What's going on? You know what? Whatever. Hi! Okay, so yeah. We were working on the gift loader yesterday. It's coming along real good. We're actually closing in on the end of the project, which is nice, which is actually really, like, legitimately cool. There's a lot of error handling to do, and that's kind of the big issue with it right now, is there's a lot of places. So this right here has complete error handling. We have this little, like, error bounds check. There's only one bound that we actually need to check. You know, that's okay. We're gonna end up with a lot of, like, malformed GIFs, a lot of, like, partially downloaded GIFs, stuff like that. And let's see, get you 8, blah, 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 blah. Right, buffer. So yeah, I think, so the next one is, we have the byte buffer, which just has an array of bytes, and it reads through the buffer. It just, like, chomps through it. This one needs to be able to track when it's running out of bytes. And probably still return, like, some filler data. Okay, anyway. So yeah, how's everyone doing? This might end up as a slightly shorter stream. Likely to end up as a slightly shorter stream. We're probably gonna have to wrap up like half an hour earlier. I gotta go to physical therapy. Yeah. Also, oh my god, yesterday I was riding my bike all over the place in town. It was so nice. It was a little bit chilly, but I rode my bike. I rode it down to the beach, into downtown twice. I actually went to downtown. I got a bunch of stuff from the hardware store, went back, modded my bike again, added a toolbox to the back of my bike, which is not full of tools because that would actually be too heavy. I just wanted a box, like, mounted up on the top there. And then I rode back into downtown, through downtown, up to the college, down to the beach, up another, like, big, long major street. Just all, yeah, it's one of those, like, craftsman toolboxes, the stackable ones. So in theory, I could actually stack multiple boxes on top of it, and they would actually, like, lock together and stuff. I tried doing that with a big, like, mechanics toolbox full of, like, wrenches and stuff, and it made the bike handling pretty much impossible. It made it very, very top heavy, which is not the situation that you want to be with in a bike, which was funny, but I did not ride that very far like that. I was like, okay, this would be really bad. But my bike becomes, like, more modded, more utilitarian as it goes. The Craftsman toolbox is identical to the DeWalt stackable toolboxes, like one of the T-Stack varieties, and they're actually like compatible with each other, which is funny. But the Craftsman one is red and black, and the rest of my bike is red and black. I took it to the game store, and the person behind the counter there was like, "Yep, this is a bike owned by a queer person," and it's like, "Yep." Except I need to cover it with queer stickers now. I need to cover it with, like, LGBTQ stickers and all that. So, someday. Soon. We'll see. I ordered a bunch of stickers for it. Also ordered a second battery for it. I realized that the box that I added on the back actually has room for, like, 3 extra batteries side by side, so I could, like, almost quadruple my range with it, which would be pretty cool. Maybe I just ride my bike all the way to Offkai this year. Maybe not. That'd be bad. If they would let me actually, like, take the bike into the hotel room, maybe, because I'm not leaving that in a parking garage all weekend. Hey, Bridgewater. But it feels so good to ride that thing. It's got like the throttle on it. It's got a max speed of 20 miles an hour, but you know, I can just hit the throttle and not even worry about pedaling. I can go up hills and stuff. It's really cool. It's very, very liberating, very freeing. Yeah. I also find it really, okay, here's a pet peeve of mine. When adults are whining about kids doing wheelies on e-bikes, it's like, this is kids doing wheelies in the streets. I've seen so many like things about people like adults complaining about it on places like Nextcloud or Nextdoor, not Nextcloud, obviously. But next door, where they're like, these kids doing wheelies in the streets. It's like, you know what? Screw you. Wheelies are cool. I wish I could do a wheelie. Wheelies are awesome. If I see a kid doing a wheelie, I'm like, that is sick as hell. That is awesome. Privacy policy for Art Fight, and it's not the best. They retained PayPal info for 7 years. Wow. Yeah, well, Art Fight also bans the way that I do art. Now, I'm not a slopper. Like, keep that in mind. I'm not a slopper. I promise. That's not what I'm talking about. They ban using 3D, like 3D stuff, as part of the art process. Which is not a good thing. As someone who uses 3D for a lot of my art, myself over here a little bit. As someone who uses 3D for like most of my art now, like for the backgrounds, posing, all that stuff, like that's part of my process. That's just my process now. It doesn't detract from my art. In fact, it's making it a lot more dynamic and stuff. And it's still all of me in there, right? But yeah, they made it so that I would not be allowed to do that. Art Fight 3D ban. Base's character creation and doll makers may be used for character images, but must be credited. They may not be used for attacks. This includes artwork traced from 3D models, such as Clip Studio, Paint, Design Doll, or similar programs. Self-made bases and photograph. This includes self-made bases, and photographs you have taken. It's like, why? That's the only place that 3D is even mentioned. Anyway, this is annoying. Well, this seems like really, really strict. I'm glad I never got into this stuff, I guess. Oh, this stuff, yeah. Yeah, no, they had this rule about 3D models. So I literally, like, using my usual art technique, I would not be able to contribute to this at all. So I'm glad I never got into it in the first place. Yeah, screw these guys. Anyway, yeah, we were talking about error handling. So first of all, we we still have to implement interlacing, of course, but we actually got, I was working on this off stream a little tiny bit. We actually got the open in file manager. We got the open in file manager. Yeah, no. We got the images here working correctly. There's a way that we can just stay zoomed in. Yeah, notice that there's no extra weird little pixels up here now. I figured out what we needed to stick in there. So here's the final version. Again, no weird extra little pixels here and there. Hello. TLDR, don't be an art fight. Your data is worth more than that. Yeah. What's this? This is it. Well, this is the the output of my GIF decoder. So this is an animated GIF, and I've extracted the individual frames with a handwritten parser, or handwritten like DIY parser. It basically animates and shows the difference between like high colored GIF and 256 colors. So GIFs can have more than 256 colors. Surprise! Actually, you know, I really want to see what this looks like. I really want to see what this looks like in Tusho, because it's going to be displaying on devices that literally are unable to render those colors. I don't think I saw any high color mode there. Let's go ahead and grab that out of here. One thing that we didn't check was the high color GIF on the ancient DOS program. Okay. This one. Okay, so we have a few different options about screen mode. Oh wait, actually we do have high color modes here. Okay. All right. That might work. Possibly. Oh, it is a very slow decoder. Also, it's making the size weird on the thing. I want to see if this actually manages to do this stuff. If this decodes it properly, I'm gonna lose my mind. Nope, it do not. Nope, absolutely not. That is a... Wait, did you see that? That looked like the... Oh, this is broken as hell. Interesting. It looks like it's all using the original palette. Wait, is it actually going to give us the high color? Oh my god. Okay, so all the intermediary stuff was mostly broken, but like we have a lot of color here. Like, okay, so the decoding is a little bit gunched, right? But this largely works. I really wonder why it's acting like that, but interesting. The high color GIF actually kind of works on the DOS GIF decoder. That is wild. Hang on, I want to see what it looks like with one of the... Let's go with a lower color mode, 64K colors. Because I know it's going to try to dither it. I like how this GIF decoder is actually slower than mine. It's nice. Yeah. So I was thinking of... So today we're going to be working on this a little tiny bit. We're going to be adding a little bit of error detection and stuff. I still want to go back and work on my character art pipeline stuff that I was doing, because I was actually making a lot of progress on that over the weekend, and I don't want to lose kind of track of where I was with that. Hello, Freeful. Hello, Artisan. How's it going? How are your gifts gifting? Pretty good. Pretty good. This is Two Show trying to interpret that high color GIF. This is not my GIF decoder. This is yeah, interesting. So it doesn't look like it's related to the driver. I wonder why that GIF has such a big issue there. Let's try let's try the CGA 4 color mode just for funsies. That's not 255 colors. I don't know how to tell you this. You tried a 16 million mode? Yeah, we tried that already. The decoding is still crunched. Yeah, they've got the modes down here. Anyway, we're correctly loading that, so it's clearly a bug in 2 Show, or DOSBox. I don't know. Firefox. Oh yeah, Firefox handles that one just fine. All right, so yeah, we're gonna add error handling here. Counts greater than Okay, so if we read too far past the end of the buffer, then had error is true. We're gonna return bar bytes. Okay, count is less greater than bytes left. Then we are going to return. Let's see, bytes dot slice. Begin is 0, or the read pointer, and then we're gonna read bytes left. Let's see, read pointer. Just plus bytes left. Now we're gonna return ret, but first we're going to fill ret with like ret.resize count. So we'll return a buffer of the right size as like a fallback. Bounds check. Still return a buffer of the requested size. Hello, Melissa Bofer Hype. How's it going? Why do we have a warning here? Blah 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 blah. The variable ret is declared below the parent block. Oh, okay. Let's call it error ret then. Look at me actually paying attention to warnings and not ignoring not ignoring them like I did to all of these. Okay, so that is error handling. All of these will wrap the get bytes thing. Is EOF, that should also be fine. Everything here looks good. Okay. So we got error handling on the bit stream, we got error handling on the byte buffer. Error handling on the color table. We should probably not reference palette directly. We could just we could actually like add error handling to it, where let's return a default color if something requests something that's outside of the palette. So we're gonna break everything. Okay, we're gonna write func fetch index, which is of type int, and all it's gonna do basically is just return palette index like that. Except it's not. If index is greater than equal to length of palette, then we actually need to return a... Let's just return a color... Or return black. Actually, let's return magenta. Let's be really annoying about it. Alright, and then we'll add var add error equals false. I really wish I could do Rust style error handling in here. We don't have exceptions, right? We don't have exceptions in Godot. We don't have the result type in Godot. We're just kind of up to handling our errors ourselves. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one of these types and I'm going to have a little flag to indicate that they had an error. And then if something happens that something happens in one of these that causes an error, we're going to raise this flag, and then we're going to like OR them all together at the end to see if an error came from somewhere. And that'll be the extent of our error handling, I think. Now, if I could, I would return from... If I were writing this in Rust, which it's already changing the way I think about programming now, which is great. If I were writing this in Rust, though, I would make this return like a result. Or maybe an option, but probably just a result. And then I would, yeah, you know how it goes. I really want to try to engineer like Rust-style error handling in C. Am I gonna be? I'll get a little bit nerd sniped. I want to see if someone else has done this. Rust result style result in C. So this makes a custom result type. So you would have to like make these custom result types. And then you have, yeah, result R, blah, blah. So this just returns the results. And then where's our equivalent of like unwrap here? We need like a... I don't like the way they do this. Hang on a second. I'm gonna nerd snipe myself. So we would have to do the same thing where we have to like define make result type. Let's see, type of the E and E, and also result type name. And that would be struct type def struct result type name. And then it would be a union, I think, because these would be in Rust. These would be an enum. But in C, I think it would be like. That should work. Actually, let me make sure this compiles right now. Oh, right. Yeah, no, my pound fine's all screwed up. That's fine. Tagged union, yeah. So... and then we would have the union. Something like that. Right? You could expand this more generally to the way I envision like Rust unions is this kind of like, or sorry, Rust enums that have like the data in them is like this, right? We have it's an enum with like it's a enum and a union. We see this type of I see this thing all over the place in C APIs. I think if we look at like let's look at like SDL event. The structure in SDL, there's this, right? Except that is, oh yeah, this is, okay, this one's a little bit different, but you get the idea. This is a big union, and there's the type, but the event type, this type is also represented in every one of these, I think. Yeah, so we see STL event type is the first thing in all of those. So it's in the same spot. But yeah, that's how I imagine Rust unions being under the hood. So if we wanted to so I want to, we're not quite done yet though. So we would be. I guess we would say... we want to like make an OK. We'd probably want to have another define make OK. We'd make a results type name. I guess we'd be doing this for the entire like variable declaration. No, we could do it. All right, you know what? I'm not going to try to mush these syntaxes together. Let's go back to what we were doing. Anyway, had error. It's just interesting because like I did actually make it work with the Jodot stuff. We made like a result type that could propagate up to Jodot. I'd have to think about that a little bit more. Rust has definitely like changed the way that I think about C code now, which is good. Which is good. Okay. So yeah, fetch a color value from the palette. Returns magenta on error. Returns opaque magenta on error. Okay, so this is gonna break everything. So all the references to palette are now gonna be broken. Boop. So like this. But we were using the palette indices directly like that. You know, that's actually, how many references to palette do we actually have? Okay, we got a few of them. Oh wow, we actually got. We reference the palette a lot more than I thought we would.
Between our jaded eyes, we're undone.
Hey Piper, how you doing? Also, I gotta remove some comments. Oh yeah, so the issue yesterday at the end of stream, that was caused by this right here. I had this set to. Here, I'll reproduce the issue again. I had it set to that. The LZW spec did not give a good thing to like reference here. We gotta change. We gotta change all the references to that. Maybe we'll just go back. Just give me a second. I'll change the change this back. Okay, so now if we go back and look at the resulting test data, we will see probably. Yep, there's our little evil malicious one pixel right there. Yeah, so that was a value getting initialized to the wrong thing because we did not have a good guidance on that in the thing, and it's just one of the. It was always near the start, so it was one of the first pixels. It was just like, what is the value there when it's like not defined yet? So easy peasy, easy fix. Oh, there we go. This is all of the direct access to the palettes. Let's see. Fetch. That is a commented out section. We are not worried about that. Goodbye. I don't know what that was originally. And in one more place where we're using it, as also commented out. Yeah, we don't have to worry about palettes or anything here because we're just filling with background color. And background color is transparent, which the spec was also vague on. Let's see how it does. Make sure we actually got that error out of the back fixed. Yep, that's good. Cool. Ooh, look at all this commented out code we get to delete. Hell yeah. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, that's the old version of the deserializer. Actually, it's... wait. Also, fix me, remove this debugging code. Okay, so the image descriptor, so at the bottom here, we have to add a had error here, and at this point, at the bottom of this, the load image descriptor or make image, we will have to add, to make sure that like none of the other like things that we were referencing had an error, so that's going to be the byte buffer, the palette, and the LZW object. So, fix me, handle truncated file here. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. But we're gonna do. Let's see, let's make image. Had error equals had error, or gif lzw dot had error or palette. Here's a palette. Local color table that had error. Wait. Local color table might not actually exist though. And we also got the byte buffer. There we go. Propagate errors. Make image can also have an error in it, so we'll do that there also. Palette to use. We're only going to check for errors in palette to use. Get rid of the LZW code here. My buffer not declared. Oh, I guess we're only checking for errors in the palette, aren't we? Alright. Okay, if palette to use equals null, then we're going to say had error equals true. I don't know how to handle this. And then we'll find references to palette to use. Yeah, because palette to use could actually be... Let's start off with magenta. As a fallback. And say image data indexes. Index. If byte index is less than or equal to image data indexes. Oh, right. The image data indexes is the... Right, indexes into the palette. Why? This is on the wrong side of this. We do have a range check. It's just like we're doing it after we check the thing. That was bad. Not good. Not good. Let's default the palette index equaling 0, and then we'll put it in there. Cool. This is a had error situation. Okay, alpha, blah, 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 check transparent color. All right, cool. That should handle all the error handling. Oh wait, nope. We still have to handle truncated files here. Parse combined subblocks. Cool. Get bytes, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I guess we're actually just gonna propagate up the, this, pad error equals pad error, or byte buffer dot pad error. This way we just, yeah, have this if we're reading truncated file. I guess we should actually say while not byte buffer dot is EOF. That should still work, right? Freefall has redeem date. Ew. Ew. There you go. There you go. You got your ooze. Alright. Cool. We don't have to handle truncated files here anymore, because it actually handles it for us. Or we have the byte buffer stuff actually handles it. Yeah, first we get the block byte count. Oh, that goes here. Misplaced comment. How dare! I'm not cute, I am fearsome and intimidating. Rawr. Sheesh. What were we doing? We're supposed to know how cute actually correlates with fearsome and intimidating. Doubt. Okay, that should handle that. We already got error handling on the LZW decoder. Right. Had error, had error, had error. This should be... I still really want to test this all against... Where's the part that we were like... Decoding table, fetch code, fetch code... I want to feed this to like a totally just mangled GIF and see what happens. I bet there's still some error cases in here. I think I might know how to provoke those error cases too, because I was actually experimenting in the load image descriptor stuff, is right here, where actually wait no, in the LZW decoder. When I was trying to fix the bug yesterday, I found so some of this stuff would actually provoke the error to happen if I did this instead. I think. Oh yeah, see, we got a mangled GIF now, but that's not causing the error anymore, which is good, which is actually good. I think also doing this would do it. See how mangled our output is. Output is actually normal. That's interesting. I think that's just... I don't know if this case ever actually happens. Which is probably for the best. Alright, the plain text extension. Get string from ASCII, get bytes, blah 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 blah. That should be fine, I think. Try fuzzer. I was thinking about it. You know what? I wonder if we could just run. I wonder how fast it would iterate. We would have to find a way to actually return the error. Well, I might be able to use AFL. Here, let me check something. I think there's a way. Headless. Yeah, the other thing would be, how do we actually see if there were errors in Jodot. Oh, there's a logger type in here? Wait a minute. Custom logger to receive messages from the internal error warning system. Oh, neat. It's like I don't want to. So I want to make it so that like if I handle the error, it's fine. Otherwise, you know, flag the output, right? What is this? Debug get error. Message to the space, no religion, no real place. I go weary of these walls, so tired of it all. No grand endless days, here where evil has no face. We could wrap it up in a script that detects std error output or something. Welcome to a world where you always get the girl. You may lose a fight or two, but you'll win if you get through. Face up and challenge all you ever knew since you could crawl. Without error handling. I wanna play until I die. I don't wanna lose my reasons why. To the space, no religion, no real place. I grow weary of these walls, so tired of it all. Alright, let's see what AFL lets us do. AFL without instrumentation. Fuzzing binary only targets, fuzzing only binary only fuzzing models. Blah, blah, blah. If only the binary program and no source is available, then standard AFL fuzz-in non-instrumented mode is not effective. For fast on-the-fly instrumentation of black box binaries, AFL fuzz. Oh my god, okay. You know, actually, AFL is probably like using a bazooka to kill a housefly with this. We should maybe a little bit simpler fuzzer than that. Let's see what's in Pac-Man. Jodot detect errors. Check for errors in a GD script. That's not what that means. I need to check for errors in a GD script so I can set it to be able to run or not if it has errors, blah 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 blah. That's syntactical errors. Oh, I mean, we could actually... We could build a copy of Jodot that just asserts when it hits an error. Any kind of error, right? Do not detect runtime errors. Thank you for adding depth to the stream. So yeah, does anyone know how to detect runtime errors in GE script? Try to plug in that supports capturing error logs during runtime. Ah, it's C#. Go away. Yeah. I'm tired. All right, yeah, we'd have to instrument Jodot itself, I think. We'd have to morning tiredness, yeah. EP. Anyway, so yeah, if we modified Jodot to just like assert on runtime errors, I think that we might be able to then use that with AFL or some kind of fuzzer. But right now I can't detect if I've had errors or not. Our slot machine broke, and filing a ticket for the slop machine just produces a slop solution instead of opening a ticket. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. The Jodot Instrumentality Project. I don't want to compile Jodot on stream because that just takes forever. So we'll have to do that the error checking, the error verification stuff later. We can also we can throw it at the big archive of GIFs for now and see if any errors pop up. But just like visually watch the log. Actually, wait a minute. Let's see what this one does. Radom. We should probably run it on the entire archive of GIFs and see if anything. Another project moves to GitLab. Well, wait. Not GitLab. Codeberg is the good one. GitLab is still evil. I don't know how to use this. I'd like to use AFL. I like AFL. AFL was instrumental in instrumental in fixing a bunch of Ninkasi bugs and vulnerabilities. Supposedly GitLab isn't reducing their R&D headcount. Okay, they're still less evil than GitHub. They're sure, but when is Forge Joe Federation happening? When will it be released? Merged into mainline Forge Joe through 2 or more pull requests. First pull request will be released later this month. Wait. Includes backend support for some basic Federation features. Blah 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 blah. Following remote users opening issues on remote repositories. Blah 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 blah. Federation will most likely be included in Forge Joe 1.19.
Gentlemen, that was textbook. 3, 2, 1, sing a song about life.
And even if your heart's in the right place,
1.19. I'm running version 12.0.3. That doesn't seem right.
your target's in range. Fuck it, let me hear some
Yeah, they're gonna have like activity based federation, which is awesome for like. It's like we could actually do Git, like Git is supposed to be done. Wouldn't that be wild? We could actually have like you know, properly distributed like Git development. That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. Instead of, you know, having GitHub be permanently associated with Git and it being considered like a central repository. You know what I mean? Project status, here we go. Best way to keep track of our progress is follow us on the Fediverse. You can also join our chat using Matrix or libera.chat at ForgeFed. Wait. Does libera.chat have a Matrix bridge for all of its channels? Or is libera.chat? Oh, sorry, I might be confusing up this with an IRC server. Right? Is that? Oh yeah, that is an IRC. Wait, hold on. Is this accessible both via Matrix and IRC? That's interesting. I was unaware of that. That's really cool. I'll join with Matrix. I'm going to hide my screen before I do that. Bloop. Because I know how things go on federated platforms. You can have stuff coming in from anyone. I'm gonna skip this. You know, I'm gonna delete this one from my playlist, I think. Too raw for Snick channel, unfortunately. Every day I have to use Bitbucket, I die inside. I don't think I've ever actually used Bitbucket. Alright, let's see, search. Link, paste. How do I join? Oh, join with address? Join error, failed to fetch alias. Cool. I love how well Matrix works. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Oh, it's still connecting to the thing. Alright, I'm gonna let that go in the background for a bit. Boop, back to this. Or maybe I'll just join on IRC, because that actually works. Frickin' Matrix, come on. Connection lost, reconnecting. Your face. Oh my god. Matrix. Between the PeerTube, Matrix, and my Nextcloud, and all the other crap that I run on my server, it's just like that. It's like a diner dash or something. Just tried to maintain crumbling infrastructure, which none of it should be crumbling. It all just needs. I don't know. Synapse is up. Says it's unhealthy. That's a lot of HTTP requests. Alright, fine. I'll just let that go in the background. Anyway, I want to see. I just want to get into the chat so I can see what the Federation status is. Because in theory, we could actually have, you know, we could have Git be like Git. We could have Git that acts like Git, you know. We could have repos on all over the place and do like federated issue tracking and pull requests, and I could actually move I can move Snake Studio onto my own Git repository, and Bitbucket is just GitHub with Microsoft everywhere. Also, I like this down here at the bottom. A little pride flag. There's a little pride flag at the bottom. Good job, Codeberg. Y'all are awesome. And you know it's a pride flag, not just a rainbow, because it's got the trans pride colors over here. What was I doing? Also have my projects in Codeberg? Yeah. ForgeFed is developing standard. I don't know if that's what Forge Joe is planning on implementing. But that's... Yeah, here we go. Answering Forge Joe Federation questions. Federation is about blah 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 blah. Once Forge Joe gains Federation support via the Forge Fed protocol, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so that should be fine. Spun up one of your own, just only locally. Yeah, I have one. I have one of my own also. That's it is. Where'd I put it? There it is. This one on a very very unfortunate domain name that I had a long time ago when I thought that drinking too much was funny. So it's but yeah, I just use this for my private private Git hosting. But once the Federation stuff is in, I'm gonna get Snake Studio up on here probably. Actually, do I have publicly on here? HC Snack Tech Discount Party Pack. There's some cursed stuff in here. All of these things, these three things are now part of this. This is something that is part of Snake Studio, and this was the subtitles that we were using before. What is Federation? Federation lets you like have multiple servers. Okay, you know, like your phone number. Don't say the email nobody say the email analogy, all right? But you know your phone, how you're you know, you can be on like AT&T or Verizon or Sprint or whatever, but you can still call someone that's on like another service, right? All those services like federate with each other, right? They all like intermingle and connect. So what's wrong with the email analogy? Everyone's on Gmail, so no one understands the email analogy. That's the problem with the email analogy. Or enough people are on Gmail that it becomes ineffective. Because now people, when they think of email, they just think of email. You know, it's the site they go to for the email. That's where everyone goes, obviously, right? Hi, Bucky. Hi. Oh, you gonna do the thing? Oh, don't. Jeez. No, Bucky, I can't open the window right now. Bucky, look. Bucky, the sticker's still there. Bucky, you see this post-it note right here? That means I can't open the window. We have to keep it closed because Sabine has allergies, alright? There's a post-it note saying keep closed right here. So yeah, see that? That means I can't open it. I'm trying to get him to associate this with, like, not bothering me about the window opening. He goes up and, like, paws at the window, and I really want him to understand that, you know, I understand what he's saying. I get you, buddy. But look, buddy, there's a post-it note right there. Look, I can't open the window. I'm sorry. Yeah, so if I have my own self-hosted Forge Joe instance, then someone should be able to go to their Forge Joe instance and open up a pull request on my Forge Joe instance, or open up an issue on my Forge Joe instance from theirs, right? They're connected. So, federated social media also. I'm on Mastodon. Another part of me is on Sharky. All of those different services can interact. We're on an instance called vt.social, but if you're on like mastodon.social, you can still follow and interact and all that stuff. Matrix is another one. I have a self-hosted Matrix instance, which is not working right now. Oh, it's working now. I'm still getting the weird error when I try to join, though. Join the address. That's weird. Maybe I should try using Element. I could probably go with Element. I wonder if this is just like a Cine issue. Yeah, right now I'm actually experiencing a failure of the Federation system because I'm gonna hide most of my window here. I'm getting this weird error when I'm trying to join the Forged Fed channel. It says unable to fetch alias, so that's okay. We'll just open up Element, which is the other Matrix client that I use. We'll finally be able to get in and see what people are talking about in that channel. You ever try a new version of software only find it has the same kinds of problems? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, we still gotta figure out how to handle the error propagation stuff here. I need to be able to detect runtime errors. There's error string. Turn to human readable name. No, that's not what we're looking for either. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to like instrument Jodot. If we really want to do some like mass testing of this, we're gonna have to instrument Jodot. Let's go ahead and throw it right now, just at the big directory of GIFs that we have though. Non-animated GIFs, mind you. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna remove that. And then we have the PNG conversion stuff that we doing. This is outdated code. Process file. Oh, right. We were comparing against the PNGs. We don't have the PNGs anymore. This is going to be useless, and we're done profiling. We already know it's slow. It's fine. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Okay. I have to do this in another. I have to move it all off screen because you know, there is stuff in there that I definitely don't want to show on. That's debug spam. Hold on. The debug spam is definitely slowing us down here. What is printing all of this? Oh my goodness. Initial decompression. Okay. Initial decompression results. That has to go away. Oh yeah, that's loading stuff much faster now. Still not, like, super fast, but... I can show you the Star Trek GIFs because we know that they're safe. We're still going to end up with some bad interlacing, of course, because we still have not implemented the interlacing. Oh, what was that? This is unknown. Yeah, there's the bad interlacing. Wait a second. All right, we got a few errors. Also blocks unknown. Oh, that's interesting. Unknown block type 0. Unknown block type. That's wait, block type 0 is an unknown. That's just the Terminator block. Right? Oh, interesting. That's cool. There's extra data on the end of some of these files. Still doing the accursed gifts. Yeah, I haven't implemented the text extension and I haven't implemented the interlacing yet, but the interlacing we definitely have to do. The text extension I want to do, but don't have to. What is this unknown block type 0? What the hell? Interesting. I think there's like extra data at the end of some of these files. Or I'm gonna stick that right there so we can actually break on the stuff. But yeah, we got some errors right here. Here's get bytes, blah 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 blah. This is actually my error handling case. Truncated overflow of sub-image data. Yep, that is X-rays had error. Okay, and then this one read bytes bytes left. That should be begin greater than end is true. Like the bytes minus read pointer. Oh, that's right. Okay, it's gonna be read pointer plus bytes left. Read pointer plus bytes left. Actually, we'll just read up to the end. Or, yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. Okay, let's restart that. I want to see what file that is. Oh, hey, look at that. We already hit something. What file is this that we're handling? Hmm. Bob89a.gif. Interesting. That has an unknown block type at the end. That's weird. One of our example gifs, one of our known to be correct example gifs is actually causing an issue here. Why? Color table, image descriptor, local color table, tile-based image data, graphic control extension. None of these indicate anything that there's something weird lurking at the end of this file. Huh. Let's just print out the remaining bytes. Get bytes, let's just say 100. I bet it's gonna be a big row of zeros. It's not. Unknown block type 0, but it also has... Okay, that's really weird. Unknown block type 0, and then it has a bunch of stuff that's not in the ASCII range. That doesn't make sense. Why would it be in... Ooh, that, what? No, oh no, I thought I had a good handle on this, and now I'm confused again. Feels bad. Frickin' butts. Frick. Skip one of those formats that allows arbitrary data after the file contents. I think you could probably get away with putting a bunch of stuff after the trailer block. Oh, wait a minute. Here, let's... Let me print the offset. Let's actually see what's in the file using the hex editor. Okay, offset is... I forgot to put that in hex. Alright, there it is. It's at the end. Oh, wait, hold up. What is this? There is text there. Transparent images or text can be written over an underlying image so that parts of the old image show through. That's text that we saw in... okay, so there is a... that's... what? We might be reading the plain text extension incorrectly. Which makes sense, the one that we haven't really, like, fully implemented at all, but, like, this code is pretty damn simple, you know? Also, we should probably put while not byte buffer.eof. Alright, we're gonna go back, we're gonna disable, we're gonna do this, and this. I want to see what that looks like when the file is actually fully loaded. This is the entirety of what's left in the file, according to this. But in our hex editor, we actually end up with like a lot more. Because why? Byte buffer must be... Yeah, no, we're reading, the byte buffer goes from the very beginning of the file here. It's the entire file contents. And so the, oh wait, no, we're only reading 100 bytes. Right, okay, that would do it. Well, crap. Let's check out the plain text extension. Plain text extension, spec. Because I think all we have like these fields, and then we have plain text data sub-blocks, and we have like an arbitrary number of them, and then we have the block terminator, right? The block terminator is just 0. So that seems to be what's going on here. Unless we have to read, like... No. Is it a C string? With a null terminator at the end, and we're not reading the null terminator? There's a lot of non-renderable characters that immediately precede it, though, so that doesn't look like it would be the case. This is the last block, though. So, what we should be seeing between blocks would be, so here we're talking about the frame disposal stuff. The rest of this doesn't have any text data in it, as far as I can tell. Yeah. So it looks like all the plaintext stuff is stored at the end. Right, there's not redundant copies of the text anywhere in here or anything. We have the text from the image here. Which we do have as multiple, like, plain text extension blocks. One after another, right? I don't think I have any graphic control. It doesn't look like I have any graphic control extensions between them, right? Here, let me get rid of that. I'll get rid of the assert there. And we can see what the thing looks like when it's fully loaded. Oh, right. So first of all, I did screw stuff up by adding that, but this is one of those errors that we need to actually be able to handle. I think. That's actually weird. Invalid assignment of index 2 on base array, blah, 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 with value type array. Resize LZW minimum code size. So how is this? Yeah, wait. How is this error happening? It is trying to allocate a 120-bit sized array, which is a lot. That's a lot. Oh, is this is what? No. I mean, I can see why that failed. Oh, it probably failed here. Okay, we're adding a hard limit to that one. If LZW minimum code size is greater than 8, LZW minimum code size equals 8, and had error is true. That was definitely like an allocation failure that probably preceded. Maybe, I don't know. I was trying to get a negative index. Nice. Cool. I hate that. Okay, that's all my own errors. Those are fine. I want to keep those. That's also fine. Okay, let's find that 100 that I did the thing with, and get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Should all work fine now. We got a whole, look at how many unknown blocks there are there. That's a bunch of unknown blocks, like, all in a row, too. It's like there's a big trail of zeros, but I don't see that. The only way that would... Oh, it reads all of the next blocks as unknown block types. Sequence of subblocks, each of size at most 255 bytes, and at least one byte with the size and a byte preceding the data. The end of the sequence is marked by the block terminator. That is exceptionally normal. I'm seeing a lot of... So, again, remember what we were talking about, recognizing ASCII. This looks like ASCII, right? We have a lot of stuff within that visible character range. None of it's above 128, 127. It's mostly lowercase. We got a few 32s in the middle of stuff. That's the space. So this is ASCII text, almost certainly. In fact, if we did... let's do something for fun. Let's see. Packed byte array. Get string from ASCII. There we go.
This tune is brought to you by Darkest Percival 95.
Yeah, that's definitely that's the text. Transparent images. Transparent images are text. Or text can be written over. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So that's getting more text. So it looks like we're not actually parsing our plain text blocks correctly. Maybe. We got a few other things here that's a little bit confusing, like some stuff up at the top. We got a 0. Wait, unknown block type 84. 84. Let me... Wait. That'd be this one. That's the T there. Alright, this 54 hex, that's 84. I'm pretty sure it's 84 decimal. Yeah, so there's the 54. This is not the end. Like, this is not a text. This is not text right here. I'm pretty sure. We do have a lot of spaces, so that's text. But this isn't text. It ends with a 0. That would be the terminator block, though. I think all of these are going to end with a 0, right? There's a 0. There's a 0. These are all individual plain text extension blocks. So why are we ending up like offset after them? Oh, see, there's the start of another extension right there, the 21. That. And this is probably a graphic control extension. Yeah, it is a graphic control extension. It has an F9. So we have start of a new extension. It indicates a graphic control extension. The rest of this is graphic control extension stuff. And then we have the next extension starts here. It's extension 1, which is the plain text extension. And then we have a bunch of stuff related to where it's positioned. And then we have the text, right? And then we go down here. This is where this is the subblock terminator. And then we have start of a next extension. It's a graphic control block. And then we have the end of subblocks and block terminator right there. And we have the start of another extension, and it's the plain text extension, and then it's the plain text rendering data and all that stuff. So and this is right. There we go. Hi Thor. What you doing, buddy? What is 8? Wait, hold on, I'm confused again. There's the start of the extension. Oh yeah, this is all just plain text, the positioning stuff for the plain text extension. And then it ends with a 0. And I think that's the 0 that we're looking at is actually, yeah, here we go. The end of the 0 that we're looking at, or the 0 that we're looking at right here is actually the end of the plain, no wait. Are we not correctly parsing the graphic control extensions? Oh no, that would be weird. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Let's reinsert that assert. Okay, we got the offset. Offset. 8C80. So 8C80. This is the byte right after the start of the unknown extension block. Right, this isn't the plain text extension that we're looking at. This is the graphic control extension. We got a little bit of junk after the end of the graphic control extension, but before the start of the, wait, no, hold on. There we go. That's the end of the, that right there is the graphic control extension, which ends with the 0. And we have the next block that starts, and then it's the plain text extension. So why the hell are we? What is? It thinks it's parsing an extension right here. Like the extension starts here. But the assertion happens here. Well, oh no, that's Bucky. Oh, my cat is named Loki because yes, we have a Thor, a Loki, and a Bucky. Unknown extension block type 1. What? Wait, no, that's wrong. That's not right. That's wrong. That's our plain text extension. Oh, are we not actually parsing the plain text extensions? Yeah, wait, no, hold on. We got extension type 1 is right here. Oh no! We're 2 characters off from being correct. I should have made that a match statement earlier. There we go. No more unknown blocks. All fixed. All fixed. And troublemakers together. Yeah, they are troublemakers. Y'all hear this? You hear what I have to put up with? Go on, meow into the mic. Do it. No, don't just headbutt it. Meow into it. Come on. Stop headbutting the mic. Here, I'm gonna turn off the noise cancellation for y'all. Alright, mute. Alright. Do your thing. Speak. Speak, Thor. Okay, he's not meowing anymore. Fine. He will. He will if I don't pay attention to him. Come on, everyone's putting up with my computer noise to hear you meow. Let's go. That's my boob. You're headbutting my boob. Yes. Ow. Can't actually hear the computer noise. I can see it on the volume monitor. So there you go. Go on. Yeah, meow into the mic. Do it. Speak. Your audience demands you to speak, Thor. They're all here for you. They're not here for me. That's why we have the cat cam, is to actually get their attention. Meow. Alright, whatever. He can be a very noisy cat when he wants to. Okay, so we were treating the extension, the plain text extension, as if it were also an unknown extension on top of, yeah. So they never do that on command. Yeah, they never do very much of anything on command. I mean, they're cats, you know. Okay, so we have handled, I think we've done all of the error handling that we need to do now. We should probably, I think I'm gonna get rid of the, like, the push error and stuff. I think we're gonna get rid of the error reporting here so we can actually do that, you know, the checking later on. But let's go back to, alright, let's get rid of these. I'm gonna look all the push errors in my code, which is not too much, thankfully. I think I might need to make my own, like, static error handler kind of thing for this. Anyway, now let's go back and process all of the files again. So yeah, now we're gonna go through all the Star Trek GIFs, and which we can preview the Star Trek GIFs. They're at least safe, right? Oh, up. Now we got an actual unknown block type. All right, let's check this one out. Unknown block type 0. Offset is whatever that is, and the file is let's see, 3D Trek.gif. This GIF for some reason has given me some really interesting problems. Let's see. Yeah, this file right here has had some interesting anomalies. It is definitely like an odd one. Let's go ahead and load it up in the hex editor. That just, okay, yeah, we're not modifying a file like that. Joe.gif loader, test Star Trek 3D Trek. And so the offset on that is that. All right, here we go. That's just a bunch of zeros at the end of the file. That's just a bunch of, that's just zeros at the end of the file. Why is that there? I don't know. Time to file an observation. Are you from the SCP Foundation? We are not an SCP Foundation friendly channel. In fact, I would like to describe them as horrible poopy heads who want to stuff me in a box forever. Okay. What is observation duty? It's like a game or something. Oh, I'm on observation duty is the title of the game. Oh, overwhelmingly positive rated, too. I've never even heard of this one. Spot the difference, but you die if you're too slow. Interesting. Few secrets and the occasional jump scare. That's cute. So yeah, we need to account for like a big glob of bad data at the end of the file, I guess. It's probably not a big deal this time. Like, that's obviously a messed up file. We are, you know, correctly reporting it at least, so... I'm gonna remove the assert. We're just gonna put a... Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna leave it there like that. Have to start going again. Again, I have to move it off stream because some of these GIFs are pornographic. The Star Trek ones are fine. We can look at those. Also, we're still writing out PNGs for all these, aren't we? We need to get rid of that. Don't need the PNG saving code. Remove this debugging code. Yeah, okay. We're writing PNGs out for every single individual frame of the GIFs too, which none of these are animated, so it's one of... Most of these aren't animated, rather. And then let's get rid of this one. Alright, that's gonna be a lot faster. Maybe? Possibly? Still not great. And it blazed right past... Whoa, look at that. Alright. Watching that log down there. We're not seeing any, like, errors pop up in the error log here, so that's good. We are seeing a lot of the unknown blocks, though, probably from bad data at the end of a file. So I think we'll make a special case as an exception for those. Oh wait, we had a few new unknown block types. Hold up. Stop. Look at that, unknown block type 26. I wonder what that means. We have a lot of unknown block type 26, and a few... Interesting. That's outside of the ASCII range, except for this one. These are obviously not valid block types, I think. Let's make them print out which unknown block type. Unknown type, unknown. Wait, that's not an unknown extension block type. Okay, yeah. Unknown block type. We're gonna print out the file name. Where's the current file name? Okay, and then if the block type indicator is not 0, we're also going to print the offset. Actually, let's do this. 3D, 3x, percent, 5x, indicator, offset, and path. That should give us more info. So if block type indicator not equals 0, then we'll do this. Bloop. Go. Now, if we start seeing unknown block types, it's actually going to give us a little bit more info. Oh, shoot. I got that the wrong way around. It's not equal to 0. I don't care about the crap at the end of the file. Okay. We got a lot of unknown block type 1A in badspock.gif. A lot of 1A. We're actually seeing a lot of 1A unknown block types. Is that a GIF 1A? No, that's I don't. Block type. Yeah, searching for anything related to the GIF format besides the spec itself is useless, apparently. Cool. Guess we'll look up badspock.gif. Badspock. What is this one? Open with that. Okay, it's Mirror Universe Spock. Let's see, Badspock. I bet at the bottom we're just going to see a big block of that. Yep, it's just garbage data at the end. Interesting, though, that it's 1A. What's so significant about 1A? Substitute. Because we're seeing this in a lot of the files. Right? We're seeing that in a whole lot of the files. 1A. Got... Oh, Spock2.gif has a lot of bad stuff in it. 1A is also in Picard3.gif. Scotty.gif looks like it has some text on the end of it. Let's have a look at that one. Maybe not. Let's see, what's that offset? 80, 50. That's not text data. I don't know what that is. Oh wait, no, it's 3B is the end of... That's the end of the file. Oh, it's after the Terminator. There's extra crap in this file after the end of the file. Something is embedded here. Or it looks like there's another, almost like another. It looks like garbage data, but because like the Terminator block is right. So here's hex 3B, right? That's our trailer block. That means we are done. Oh, there's an anomaly. Me clipping through myself. There's the end of the file, right? That means that we're done. And then the next thing that we read is a 44. So we're actually continuing to read past the end of the file, and that's where we're getting all this garbage data. I don't know what this stuff is supposed to be. It's almost like there's a whole extra file, or a whole extra... Something is embedded. Could be. Let's find out. Let's see what it is. Let's just copy this entire section. file, new. Paste it in here. File, save as temp.dat. I'll use .dat because that's something we used back in the. It is interesting that it is actually like on an evenly sized interval there. And temp.dat is its data. It looks like just random data. Could be a zip. I mean, we can try binwalk on it. It's a really tiny file, so there's probably not anything interesting in it.
I'm dancing with my
Yeah, binwalk doesn't see anything in it. Oh! That's unexpected. Looks like we got an image decoding error on one of the files that actually caused us to crash, which is new. That's actually that's one of the things that we're looking out for, right? So what's that file? This is more important than investigating the whatever the hell this is. That is data from an earlier version of the same GIF. I would. We could probably find here. Let's see if we can just find like a string of these bytes in the GIF. Guess not. Interesting. All right. Well, we do actually have a proper issue here, which is what is the name of this file? That's the most important part to get out of this. GIFs art monet.gif. GIFs art. All right, here's our image, which is weirdly offset from the upper left corner of the image. Okay, we are dealing with a possibly broken GIF. That's fine. We expected some of these. Let's go back to the error. We just gotta make it so that it handles the error correctly. Image data index, blah blah blah. That is data. How the hell did that happen? Image width, image height. There's 4. I might have screwed up my minimum and maximum stuff here. So minimum X is going to be the maximum of the X or the sub-image position. Max X is going to be the minimum of the image width or position X plus. Ooh, that's got to be -1, right? Image width -1. These aren't inclusive ranges, so that shouldn't be. Right? Alright, let's set up our little testing apparatus here. Given that we have a specific bad image to test now. Oh, I gotta wrap up stream really soon. But this should crash again. Yeah. No. No. Yeah, yes, it crashed. Not in the way that I was expecting it to crash. It's art, not abstract. Got the directory name wrong. Don't be late to work. It's not work, it's a physical therapy appointment. Image width, output X, output Y. Output Y is 188. I see it. I found it. I found the bug. My usual enemy has reared its ugly frickin' head again. It's a copy-paste error. Damn it. Okay, now it loads the file just fine. Those are also important. Yeah, they're important. I mean, it's like it's more than an hour right now until the physical therapy appointment, so I still have time to get up to the medical, the office, and and get there. So, I'm gonna wrap up when it's. I'm still gonna have more than an hour to get there by the time I wrap up stream. Your organic mech, which you rely on. Yeah, I just have some like weird. It's like pain in my neck that's been like a little tiny bit that's always been there for a really really long time, kind of thing. Anyway, solved that bug. We found a bug by just brute forcing a bunch of. So the issue here was that the image was actually offset a little bit. The sub image was offset and actually ended like down here or something. But we weren't properly clipping the area here, so that was screwing that up. Oh hey, I wonder if we can join that Forge Joe chat yet. Where to put the window with the URL for that? This is the Forge Joe channel. That's on matrix.org. That's not even on the library.tab. Okay, here we go. Copy link. Search. ForgeFed library.chat is not accessible at this time. Try again later, or ask a room or space admin to check if you have access. Unknown was returned while trying to access the room or space. If you think you're seeing this message in error, please submit a bug report. Interesting. You could just search for ForgeFed. ForgeFed. It's easier to do self-care if I frame it as system maintenance. Yeah, that's fair. Though to be fair, I'm bad at system maintenance also. If you look at the state of my Jeep right now, windshield wipers have been broken for over a year. I just don't drive it when it rains. I will be driving it very shortly though. It's not raining. It's fine. Don't worry. Right, what are we doing? We're no longer crashing on the Monet GIF. I guess we'll just let this run for another bit. You did your first car repair? Congratulations! I find car repairs to be a lot of fun. Also, have you seen? I posted photos of my bike in the Discord. I worked on my bike a bit yesterday. It's so nice that it's not constantly getting flat tires. At least I haven't checked recently, but I rode it around all day yesterday, and I was and seems to actually be holding air in it this time. So it looks like deburring the inside of the wheel and deburring the inside of the wheel and also like adding a bunch of Gorilla Tape around the inside of the wheel. Those things together seem to have largely fixed the issue with it like running out of air. Of course, knowing my luck, I'll probably go down there and have a look at it, and it's like, and it's flat again. But I haven't checked it today, so we'll see. I think it'll probably be fine. I think it's probably fine, knock on wood, you know. I like my bike a lot. Oh my god. Ever since I converted it to an e-bike, I'm getting like so much more use out of it. This is for context, this is the bike that I had in high school. I converted it to an e-bike. And I started like, you know, I had to fix it up first and then I had to convert it to an e-bike. So it's got I'm trying to remember all the things that I've done. New handlebars, new lights that I still have to install. It's got a new little bell thing on it. It's new, sorry, not handlebar, but then just new grips on the handlebar. The seat's still the same. It's still using the original tires somehow. And let's see, I added like a rack to the back, and then I added panniers and a toolbox to the back. What else? The chain was like just a solid chunk, and so I was gonna replace the chain at one point, but I ended up actually unsticking it and getting it flexible again and all oiled up and everything, and it looks like the rust is all just kind of surface rust on it, so it's fine. Had to adjust the derailleurs, replace the brakes, readjust the brakes. I still have to readjust the rear brake after reinstalling the rear wheel. There were teeth missing on the the gear thing on the back. It's not called a gear though. Is it sprocket? Is that the right word? I think it's the right word. There were teeth missing on this the gear thing. Sprockets, yes, there were teeth missing on the sprocket. Sprockets, plural. Is that singular? I don't know, whatever. And so I had to replace that. And I did pretty much all of this work myself. I don't think I replaced the sprockets myself because I didn't have the right kind of wrench at the time. The back is called the cassette on ones that actually take a cassette. Mine does not take a cassette. Mine's a freewheel bike. My wheels uses a freewheel. I do know that much. Cassettes are for a different kind of thing. Anyway, yeah, I had to replace the entire, like, freewheel. That's what I meant to say before, I guess. Chain stretch over time. I haven't had any issues with my chain besides Well, maybe I did actually accidentally lose like the pin from a link from it at one point, and I managed to get it back in there. I found it eventually and put it back together, but maybe I should have just left it without the one thing in there. Honestly, having it a little bit more loose is actually fine for how often I have to get the stupid wheel out, in and out. It's a hefty bike now too. Like with the weight of the battery and the extra storage and the motor and everything in it, it's kind of hefty. I still have to get the new lights on it, and yeah. No, I have multiple gears. It's like 3 on the front and 7 on the back. But the indexing gear shifter is not properly adjusted to them. I've tried, like I can get to all the gears, but the positions on the indexing thing don't actually match the gears. So like if there's like a different kind of I don't like the index gears. If there's like a different way that I can switch gears, I would love to hear it. Like, you know, the derailleur works for both the derailleurs and the front and back work. They're just like, they don't, it's such a pain in the butt to make them line up with the actual indexes on the thing from the original thing.
Life is strange sometimes, wouldn't you say?
Now it's, yeah, but they call it a cassette when it's one that has a different mechanism. Freewheels, you have to replace the entire freewheel, where a cassette is something that you only replace the teeth and the gears.
And you do it too, even just thinking about it now. I know it isn't easy,
Yeah, I'm responding to Freefall there. Yeah.
but nothing worthwhile ever is.
Anyway, so like I usually just leave it in the highest gear all the time because I have like a throttle on the on the e-bike thing. So it's like if I don't want to deal with actually like starting off from a stop, I can just like hit the throttle, and then the actual like pedaling only really matters once I've hit the speed limit on the motor.
What we said and what we showed. Stay with me in this moment, I remain in your arms.
Which part has a ratchet? I guess. It's also like which part you replace, though. You know, are you gonna replace the entire freewheel, or are you gonna replace just the cassette when you have broken teeth? In my case, I had to replace the entire freewheel with the ratcheting mechanism and everything.
Oh, to feel alive and safe every day.
All right. How are we doing on the gift decoder? We're in the military section. We haven't gotten any new errors. We've got a lot of warnings that I got to deal with, but it's just showing a bunch of like planes and stuff. Oh, wait, no, this is the aviation directory, which is not all military stuff. But it's just mostly military stuff for some reason. Oh, there's an interlaced Blue Angel. Still gotta fix the interlacing. Still gotta fix the interlacing. Lots of stuff related to Desert Storm. Oh my god. Ah. Military, aka the war crime section. No, the war crime section of the GIF archive is the Vietnam War section. They have, so let me back up a little bit with context. This is a GIF, a CD-ROM full of GIFs that I found on the Internet Archive, and it's from like the early 90s, I think, and it has a section for GIFs about the Vietnam War, and it's kind of not pleasant stuff to look at. So, oh, wait, did we hit? Did I hit that accident? Yeah, I did. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this. Did I get an answer on which kind of bike was being talked about? Sorry, what was your question? I'm talking about a bicycle. The bicycle that I had in high school that I've converted to an e-bike. And added a bunch of storage too, and upgraded and fixed up and all that stuff. I want to learn how to do a wheelie on it. That'd be fun. Wheelies are cool. Like I was saying earlier in the stream, every time I saw it in Discord, awesome, thanks. Now a hybrid, I guess you could call it that. But I mean, it has a throttle, so I can just push the throttle and it goes forward. Like I don't actually have to pedal, unless I want to, or if I want to go above 20 miles an hour, because that's the speed limit on the bike. There's a built-in speed limit, which it has to have legally. 20 miles an hour is plenty fast for a bike, though. I think the fastest I've ever gone on a bike has been like 30 miles an hour, and that was like downhill. So... Well, there are e-bikes that don't have pedals. So, yeah, there's yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, a bunch of adults that complain about like kids doing wheelies on e-bikes. It's so like I see it all the time. I don't typically like browse Nextdoor or anything, but I do get some emails because I am present there. And just like there's so many people whining about like, there's kids doing wheelies in the street. It's like, have you ever had fun in your life? Like, ever? You know? Like, wheelies are sick. That's awesome. Every time I see a kid doing a wheelie, it's like, damn, I wish I could do that. I wish I was that cool. This kid is like a quarter of my age and can do something that I can't. That's awesome. How long has it been? We're at 10:30 right now. This is the stopping point. We're at it. The doctor's appointment is at 11:40 for context. So I have time. Don't worry. Still regularly see people complain about cyclists. I just, like, you know, it's up to the cyclists also to not ride like a jackass, which unfortunately I see a lot of cyclists doing. Yeah, I don't ride. I think I don't ride like a jackass. I don't ride on the sidewalk typically. I don't ride the wrong way down the bike lane, and I don't blow through stop signs. I actually come to a stop at stop signs. There are stop signs here that are like, no, really, if you're on a bike, you still have to stop, and people just blow right through them. I'll stop at a stop sign, and then the bicyclist behind me will pass me and just like zoom past it, and it's like, okay, whatever. People on bikes can be unhinged around here, but you know, it's generally, in my experience, adults and kids are both equally guilty of that. So I've never had a problem with bicyclists personally when I'm driving. So like, you know, whatever. Just it's up to bicyclists to behave a bit too. I'm not gonna. And overall, like, it's just someone on a bike. You know, if you're in a car or something, then you got nothing to complain about. I still think it's like sounds like hybrid, like, first kind of car hybrids. Okay, yeah. We got to figure out someone to raid. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do see bicyclists behaving badly, but I don't think it's something that rises to the, you know, rises to the level of actually being something to complain about. Especially considering that, like, how many times I've seen people get hit by cars that just didn't look both directions before, like, exiting a parking lot or something. Running, I've seen them, like, run over bicyclists, not run over, but, like, smack into them. I've seen, every single time someone comes to a stop sign, they will slow down and go through the stop. That's not what stop means. That's not what stop means. Stop does not mean slow down. We have this thing called the California stop, which I've noticed is actually present in every state that I've been to, so I don't know why they call it a California stop. People don't stop at stop signs. They just slow down. Almost every time. It's so rare. The only time that I see someone actually stop at a stop sign is when they have to yield right away to someone else. It's... We're gonna raid lane, by the way. Oh my god. Oh my god. I have so many more complaints about, like, drivers than bicyclists. It's just not even real. Like... Alright, there's the raid message. Too many people in cars regularly breaking the speed limits. Yep. I also obey the speed limit. I'm sorry. I'm like a really, really boring grandma of a driver these days. I drive a slow car and I drive it at a slow speed and I'm hanging out in the slow lane. And I come to a complete stop at stop signs and I don't try to run, like, speed up to get through yellow lights and stuff. And... yeah. I gotta get lanes. Yep. Ads? Ads? Oh my god. Alright, whatever. Well, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Oh yeah, thank you everyone for joining me for another weekday morning art / dev stream. I really appreciate having y'all here. You're all awesome and amazing. Hope to see you next time. Take it easy, take care, be kind, show compassion, show empathy, use containers, don't get in a knife fight, and stay safe. Also, subtitles should be working on the PeerTube now. Again, on the VODs. So, yeah. All right, bye.